what would be your advice to?
So when people are struggling, and I get a lot of people come in, to be honest with you, there are only really 9 to 10% of Canadians are financially independent, which means that they have the ability to choose whatever they want to do in life. So everybody else is somehow struggling, and I read something just the other day that says 1/3 of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck.
I believe that.
Right, paycheck to paycheck.
I believe
1/3 of all Canadians are.
That's a lot, though.
That's a lot.
I believe
That's a lot. So the reality is, to change your financial situation, you can only do two things. You can only increase your income or decrease your spending. That make sense?
Yes.
It really is not that rocket science. Like, it's not like, oh wow, right?
It seems like everyone doesn't want to hesitate.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
If you're in a bind financially right now, there's two things that are going to ensure your success. One, either you need to make more money. You need to bring in more money. Obviously, I can help you with that, right? Or number two, you are spending too much, meaning you're living above your means. Right? So you make money, but it's gone because you got no discipline.
Huh.
So you need to make a change. And so people have to stop being delusional. Delusional means like, oh, it's just like, I don't even know why I'm in this situation. Well, let's see your bank statements and let's figure out why you're in this situation. Some expenses and bills you just have to pay, like, housing, rent. I have utilities. I have things that I can't get around. If those are the things you're spending yourself on, we understand it. You can't decrease those things. But if you're at the mall every week, if you're eating out every week, everything, and we gotta make some changes. So either you need to increase your income or decrease your spending. The truth is, I don't wrong a lot of people for the situation that they're in financially. Why? Because there's no formal training on finances.
They don't teach you in schools.
Think about it.
Yeah. Maybe now.
There are two major things that people, doesn't matter who you are, will always deal with in life. Number one, finances. Number two, relationships. But guess what? There's no formal training on any of those things. Where do you go to learn about how to be married and how to deal with people and where do you go?
Life.
Life teaches you by making mistakes.
Yeah, lots.
So what happens with finances? The same thing. Where do you go?
Life.
Which is why I do what I do, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because people don't know. They've never been taught this in school. So you end up learning the hard way. By mistakes. Which is long and drawn out. What if somebody can teach you some things that you don't have to make mistakes? That really is what I would say to somebody who is struggling, is you need some advice. You need some people to walk alongside you and help you.
What have been some of the keys to your success?
Failure.
Just like what family?
You can't get to a road called success without first traveling on the road called failure. Okay? You can't get to that destination. Success is a place that you get through traveling through failure. So, somebody wants to be successful, you better get ready to fail. But I don't look at failure like, oh, I failed at that. Oh, I'm not great at that. I put my head down. I look at when things didn't go in the direction I wanted to go, I ask the question, what can I learn from it? So there's been missteps that I have made in my life. Missteps, things that I haven't done right. Decisions that I have not, made the correct decision at that time. And I look back at those things, and those things have taught me so much. And so now, in my life now, I get to draw back on those experiences and make the correct decisions, but it now gives me strength and hope and desire and focus and character. All these different things come from all the mistakes that I made. So oftentimes people are not successful because they're afraid of failure.
I'm going to say that again.
Often people are not successful because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid to make a mistake. That's the very thing that keeps you from being successful. Because there's no such thing as getting to success without traveling through failure. And until you recognize that, you'll never be successful. I don't care who you are. You look at Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs, who is the Apple creator, right? You know, I'm holding an Apple in my pocket, a phone, right?
Yes.
And if you go back to his story, he started Apple and got fired from his own company. The board fired his ass. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that out here. They fired him. Okay?
Yeah.
They fired him.
I never understood that, but.
Okay? A company he started. He went on and did some great stuff with Pixar and all that stuff like that, and did great. Then they asked him to come back. Please save us. He decided to build all of these great things, and Apple went through the roof. Okay? How did he get there? It wasn't all pie in the sky. It wasn't all great. I mean, Apple once was on their face and had to borrow money from Microsoft, his buddy Bill Gates. Please give us money because we're about to fold. Apple didn't just go like and become the world's largest, best company in the world. It didn't just happen like that. You go through your missteps, you make a mistake, you do this, you learn from it, you grow, you get better, and then you take all of that knowledge and then shoot, all of a sudden success comes. But here's the thing, most people like the glory, they don't know the story. It's the problem, people like success, but they don't want to go through the story of getting success.
There's rumors about another recession coming soon.
Yes.
Do you believe that to be true? And how can people prepare for themselves for it? I need help with that.
Yes. So, you know, a recession is a mindset.
Okay.
You know, a recession is a mindset. It happens when people feel like the economy is not strong, and therefore they do not spend liberally like they usually do. They keep their money tight, and therefore it slows down the economy. But it first starts in the mind. Everything you want to do starts in the mind. Everything you're going to do starts in your mind. Everything. Doesn't matter what happens. Your success, your failures, the situations, everything you do in life starts here first. Right? Oftentimes I say, you think it in your mind and then your body follows next. Okay? Let me give you an example, and then I'm going to answer your question, right?
Okay.
Is there a place, a favorite destination you like to travel to?
Any food places?
Okay, you like food.
Yes.
So where's a food place right now that you'd love to be at right now?
What's my favorite? I don't know. The keg.
Oh, the keg, see?
Yeah.
Now, your mind can go to the keg right now.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Can you picture it? The prime rib?
Oh, I'm hungry now. I'm trying to save money.
Right? Your body's not there yet. But if your mind continues to dwell on that, guess where you're going to be led to?
Yep.
To the keg. You're going to find yourself there. Okay? So everything starts in the mind. With a recession, the same thing goes on. If people feel in their mind that, man, the economy's not good, and they're hearing it, the economy's not good, something's going on, things are happening, then you begin to act in a certain way. And you hold on to money, and then the recession slows down. So the first thing I would say to people is, you don't have to think that way. You don't have to think that way. You choose to think whether this is a bad market or it's a good market. I'm successful or I'm not successful. Guess what? You choose. Nobody can control your mind. You control your mind. That's the first thing. I personally don't allow the dictates of what everybody else thinks and says to control the way I'm going to act and my business is going to act and where I'm going to do it. I control that. Hey, I'm going to be successful regardless, whatever's happening. So that's one thing. The second thing is, if there is a slowdown, some things you cannot stop, like let's say in an industry like oil stops producing or some things that happen, you know, what you want to do in a recession is that you want to find the places to invest in that are good. You know, when things go down for an investor, it's actually a good thing.
Why is that?
Okay, where's your favorite place to shop? Like for clothes.
EB Games. Oh no, not clothing. EB Games.
EB Games. Oh, you're a
Yes.
gamer, right?
I'm a
Oh, she's a
gamer.
gamer. Okay. So EB Games. So EB Games has some type of sale.
Yes.
Let's say they say 75% off of everything in the store.
Oh no.
What are you gonna do?
I'm buying.
See what you said?
Yeah, I'm buying.
I'm buying. Now, when the economy goes down, stock market goes down, it means that it's the things that were once worth a certain amount is now worth less. So that means you can pay for it and get more. You get it?
Yes, I get it.
So it's on sale. So when the economy goes down, for an investor who has money, they want to put all their money in. So that when it goes back up, guess what? You make more money.
So for those interested in to get into financial services but haven't taken action, what's your message to them?
Do it now. Immediately.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why a lot of people, so I've shared a lot, and hopefully people get a little bit of nuggets of how to be successful. One, get rid of your fear, right? Fear holds people back. False evidence appearing real holds you back. So you gotta get rid of that. Fear of failure stops people from growing. Your mindset can stop you from growing. Having a negative mindset, a negative mentality will stop you, okay? But here's the last thing that will stop you. Human nature. There are two main human things that we all do that we have to get better at. One, procrastination. Number two, we drift.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Okay? Successful people do things right away.
Yes.
They don't leave it to the next day. They do things right away. The moment something happens, they do it. And so as an entrepreneur, I've learned that. I didn't have that gene. And I still fight with it every day. Sometimes, you know, I'm like, no, I want to do that later. And then I remind it, nope, this you gotta get done right now. You gotta get it done right now. Most people drift. They procrastinate, they wait till the last moment, and therefore they're not excellent at what they do. So if somebody wants to get into financial services, do it now. Don't, you know, the moment your head says, hey, I should really think about that, make the move. Otherwise, it was just a fleeting thought, and you'll never do anything with it. Okay? The other thing people do is they drift. You know what drift means? They start off strong,
Yeah.
and then they drift. And then they drift.
Those other projects.
Right, and then they drift. So you got to be able to stay the course.
Yeah.
Stay the course and be focused. That's what I would say. Do it now. Start investing now. Get your insurance now. You know, get your will done now. Get out of debt now. You know, you want to do this as a career? Do it now. You know, hit me up and we'll help you get into the industry. But do it now. Don't procrastinate. Don't let fear stop you. When you don't do anything, you don't learn anything. You learn by doing. So even if you made a mistake, guess what? You still learn. It's still beneficial. But when you stand still and do nothing, you learn nothing. So do it. You like Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
So how can people find you? Should they be interested in the consultation,
Yes.
some expert advice, or joining your team?
Okay. So there's a couple ways. So on social media, so Ty MD Jackson, you can get me on Instagram, Twitter, through there, and you can follow me, and then obviously we can communicate. Send me a DM, and we'll communicate the best way. I mean, email tahirjackson@me.com. That's my full name. Tahir, Tahir Jackson, JACKSON at me.com. That's my email. They can hit me up. Those are the best way to communicate, and would love to help you to move forward. That's why I got into this industry. You know, my desire was not about money. You know, that was not, I get paid a lot of money to do this. No, we get paid really well. Financial industry, you know, is one of the highest paid industries in the world. There's only one industry that gets paid more, is entertainment, right? And our market, our industry is bigger. It's bigger than real estate. It's bigger than all these different things. Like, it's huge. People don't realize that. A lot of opportunity to make a lot of money and to change your life. But that was not the initial reason why I joined. I started this to help people out of their circumstances. And I believe this is what my belief is. If you help enough people get to where they're going to go, then God's going to bless you to get you where you need to go.
Amen.
That's my focus.